falling away from 16 feet. Freeman somehow ends up with it. Tribble now for three. That's good. Tribble's second three of the evening.
Well, this is the part of the game where Northern's got to be careful. Like you say, man, you got to get some high percentage shots, knock them down, and stay in this thing.
Gebro Hewitt right to the rim, but short. But he got fouled on the way. Johnson will step back, and he'll unload the three and a timeout. And you'd wonder, a couple possessions in a row. The Huskies will talk about it here with 8.5 minutes left in half number one. Watch it again. Confusion around the screen. Are you coming out? Are you putting hand in the face?
No, he definitely started to go behind the screen, and you can't do that on shooters. So, you know, and he had a good look, but he just didn't finish on the other end. So
we'll take a timeout with them. Our score, Akron now up by double digits. 8.5 to go in the first. 21-8 our score. Matt Rodewald, Carl Armato with you here at the NIU Convocation Center. As you look at the preseason poll for the Mid-American Conference, a lot of people with a lot to like when it comes to Akron, but NIU sneaking up those charts the last couple of years. They've started to put things together, so a good early test really for both clubs. Akron going on the road here is against a team that has started to get its feet underneath them as a program.
And Akron has showed flashes, man, of why they were picked number one. You know, they hit the offensive boards, but probably what stands out to me most impressively is their defense. They force you into tough shots, and they force you to turn it over.
They force you to do things you don't want to do, and on the offensive end, they've hit 4 of their last 5, so their shooting percentage has now climbed up to 39%. The Huskies, 2 of 14 from the floor in a horrendous night offensively.
And that's not by accident.
And McPherson with the floater there. We'll see if that'll kickstart them a bit. You know, when you shoot 14% and you're only down 13 after a 12-minute stretch of that, 3 ball on the answer on the other end is no good. And so Coit with it against Thornton. Amos now from long range. That one is short. And the Huskies with just 1 offensive rebound thus far in this one. It has been 1 and done.
And I'll tell you, they've had a lot of opportunities, Matt, because they're only shooting 2 for 15.
It's actually now 3 of 16 after the made bucket. Coit with 7 right now. Freeman and Tribble each with 6. Tribble with a pair of triples. Pick that foot up. Here's Freeman. He's loose. Against Niederhaus. Watch them work in the paint. Is it Nutter that got in there? Yeah. Nutter with the swipe. And he got whistled for the infraction.
Well, he's about 6'8", Freeman, right? They list about 6'8".
6'7", 6'8". You tell me what that means in the program.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, though. If you look at him, Matt, he plays 7 feet tall. I remember we had a player at Northern here, Alan Rayhorn. He was listed about 6'9". He had a 7'2", 7'3" wingspan.
You can see the wingspan.
This young man, yeah, same way. He's at 7'1", 7'2".
And what I've been impressed with, he's a perfect 5 for 5 from the free throw line tonight. It's all him at the line so far.
And the other thing that's impressive, too, with Akron, like you said, they've got some kids that can score, but they look for him. They get the ball inside to him. They find a way to get to him. You bet. It goes through him. That's exactly right.
Freeman hits them both. 6 for 6, 8 points, 4 rebounds for him in just 9 minutes of action so far. So he's en route to another double-double. Right now he leads all scorers. Ron McPherson hands it off to Coit. See this in practice once or twice. Coit against Thornton. Amos on the drive. Stops in the lane. That floater rolls out. Or they're not getting the bounces.
That's a good look, though. That was a good take to the basket, and that's a pretty high percentage shot for Amos.
Ah, this Freeman mishandled it, but finishes it anyway. And don't look now. It's a 15-point lead for Akron. Sean Burno trying to get some energy from his bench. You can hear Akron, but it is silent across the way. Ron with the drive, can't finish.
Well, they got a couple layups. They just haven't had enough on it, Matt, to finish.
One and done. Freeman won't take that. He'll go to work on the block. Look how quickly he gets to position. Back to the right side and the hook shot. Boy, Akron is just a 16-3 run in the last 5:18 to blow this open.
It seems like they found a little rhythm, and you know who they're going to, Freeman, and he's producing.
12 points, 5 rebounds. McPherson on the drive. One and done for the Huskies. Ali now. Freeman again with the left. That's too strong. Freeman slow to get up, by the way, as he's coming back down the floor. McPherson. Now Nutter, as Freeman got all the way down, ends up committing the foul. A long stretch without a whistle. Some subs have come in, but you kind of wondered there, is Sean Burno going to use another timeout? Get to the point in these kinds of runs where it's like, I don't know what you want me to do. You guys have to find it, and you can see that expression on his face is exactly that right now for this Husky team.
Well, and I think, Matt, what's frustrating is how many layups or around the basket shots has Northern missed. And like you say, when they miss, they're done.
That shot chart is not pretty.
So as a coach, you're sitting over there thinking, wow, we're getting to the basket, we're getting decent looks right now in this run that they made, but we're just not putting the ball in the basket.
11 points on the board with 5.5 to go in the first half. Nutter gets them both. They are 5 of 6 from the line, but they are 3 of 19 from the floor, and they have 1 offensive rebound to show for it. Dribble, rolls away, might have been a hand over the cylinder, awfully close.
And with Freeman out now is when they need to make the run, Matt.
Coit for 3, that one's short. Wants the foul, didn't get it. Scott on the drive, banging and scoring. Akron's reserves contributing now. Coit finally draws the foul there. I mean, you're looking for anything at this point if you're a Husky fan. Crown McPherson was trying to attack the rim a couple times. He got 1 bucket out of it, but Xavier Amos 0 for 4, Zarik Nutter 0 for 3, Niederhauser just 2 shot attempts in 8 minutes. He hasn't scored.
And, Coit got off to that good start. He had 7 of their first 8 points, but he's been quiet since.
He hasn't scored in a while. And this is an 18-4 run. Avery Hewitt. There's Amos. Going towards the baseline, but cut off. Boy, just no lane to drive. Amos will settle for the 3. A chance to get it to 20 with a 3. Ali looking for help on the roll. And a travel. That was Amani Lyles, a sophomore from Columbus, on the floor for the first time. For Akron, that is just their 5th turnover. The turnover bug went away pretty quick for both teams, but now it's just, for this Husky bunch, they just can't find anything on the offensive end. Amos tried to set the screen. Elite shoved him right in there. Shot clock running down. Nutter. Lots of contact. And he didn't get bailed out. Dribble. Ali against Coit, faces up, got it, and the foul. Ali, fabulous bucket from the baseline. And it takes us to a timeout. Akron finding everything falling now. A 20-4 run to break this thing wide open here in DeKalb. The Zips in charge late in the first. It was around 22-23%. They've, in this 20-4 run, really have opened it up and raised that percentage quite a bit. Now 42% from the floor. And the lead now the largest of the night at 20. And as you see the numbers, they are not pretty for the Huskies. It's a combination of the Zips defense as they're being physical, but they are not getting good looks, and shot selection is a question mark too. And so Nutter, swinging right, David Coit. Ethan Butler on the floor for the first time tonight. It was a good look from Nutter for three, but it was a knuckler. Thornton comes out of it with the rebound. Numbers. Akron attacks it, and a turnover. It's Tribble with the turnover in that one.
But I'll tell you, the last look for Northern, you got to be satisfied with that. You had an open three, uncontested, but left it short. Like I said, it was a little bit of a knuckler. But again, it's one shot and done. There's no offensive rebound.
Yeah, one offensive rebound for the Huskies, who have total of 12 rebounds. They're getting out rebounded 23-12 right now. Plays into this as well. They've not been able to sustain possessions the way that they're used to. Butler gets it back after the screen. Now it's Amos. Nutter, top of the key. Shot clock expires. Huskies now 1 of 11 from three. Ali from the corner. Ali for three. And the lead grows to 35-12.
Yeah, he's come in on a roll. His last two games, Matt, he had 29 and 20, so he can put the ball in the basket, Ali.
And Butler couldn't hang on. And yeah, you're right. When it comes to his 20 points, game high against St. Bonaventure, that loss, the first team All-MAC preseason selection. So high expectations for John Gross and company with him. But you can see when Freeman's not on the floor, you start to see more activity with Ali getting involved. And it's a little bit different, but it doesn't stray too far away from what they want to do.
And that's what Coach Gross has to be pleased with, how they complement one another. Freeman goes out, and then Ali's the go-to guy, and he steps up, with the confidence and ability to make shots.
So they ruled it NIU ball on that wild sequence, and now two officials are talking about it. And what they're talking about is whether or not there was a possession. That's why the shot clock. Zion Russell on the floor for the Huskies now. So instead of 30, it's 20 on the shot clock.
Oh, he missed him. He had no man under the basket.
Amos with the dunk. Took him a minute. He was there.
Yeah, they actually had two players on that. That wasn't well defended by Akron. I'm sure Coach Gross, that he took a timeout.
That means a 3 of 25 stretch from the floor for the Huskies. Well, and you can't shoot. The easiest shot is what? A dunk. Get right to it. Huskies need every bucket they can find right now to stay in it. Down by 21. And the Zips have looked good on both ends of the floor. What are you looking for now here in the next minute and a half if you're a Husky fan? Obviously, you're looking at numbers like, okay, can we get it to 17? Can we get it to 15? You're not going to get it all back at once, but mitigating this deficit here is going to be tricky.
Well, every possession is important now, especially going into the half, because if you're Northern, you were able to score there on a dunk. Now you want to get maybe a couple of stops, Matt, and go in with a little bit of momentum. What I might do here is Coach Gross called timeout. You've been in man the whole game. Maybe switch up to a zone.
And with Johnson on the floor, Tribble, Michael Dawson, and Hunter, a couple of three-point shooters for Gross. See how they navigate this. Huskies also have the arrow.
And Northern looks like they're in a zone.
They do go to that zone. It's like a 1-2-2 setup. Everett Hewitt, and it's going to be a reach-in foul. Hunter.
I like that by Coach Berno. That was, I thought, threw him off there, Matt, and that was a good strategy by Coach Berno and his staff.
Puts the Huskies in the bonus, so we're going to walk to the other end for free throws. So Hunter whistle for the foul, he'll go out.
These are important, these free throws right here.
Everett Hewitt right now, first time to the line tonight. Correction, he's been there once already with just a point. He had the second free throw waved off because of a lane violation. Missed the second, or missed the front end, I should say. Russell got the rebound, so they keep the possession. Amos swings it. Everett Hewitt grinding, and a foul, and he'll go right back to the line. It's going to be Johnson. By the way, Hunter with 3 fouls and Freeman with 2 fouls, so that is part of why you're not seeing him shooting. First free throw falls for Everett Hewitt. Comes in as a 69% free throw shooter. Two seasons over at DePaul before coming out to DeKalb. And they got them both. Little by little. And extended pressure. Will they trap? Making the Zips work a bit. Johnson gets in the front court. Dawson for 3. No good. Rebound Huskies. McPherson tried to force it into Amos.
Fundamentals of basketball, man. Don't jump in the air to pass.
And foul out front. Huskies with 1 to give. Shot clock at 13-second differential right now. You stop here, you get a bucket, on that first possession of the second half. It feels a little bit different. Go in the backcourt. There's Dawson now.
Now they've come up empty after on a few possessions with Freeman out, but it's an important defensive possession for Northern.
A lot of cushion to work with, but you don't want it to erode on you. Miles came out for the screen and traveled. Another turnover. That is the 8th turnover for Akron in this first half.
Yeah, that was a good call, but that's the player. If you're Akron, you want the ball in Ali's hands with the shot clock running down.
Well, this should do it for the first half here. We mishandled it for a second. We won't get a free run-up with 10.
Akron's in a 1-3-1.
Point now. Can they split the defenders? Look at the scrum there. McPherson, too strong. Everett Hewitt tried to go in for the rebound, and that is how our first half comes to an end. The Huskies with an atrocious 4 of 27 from the floor, 15%, 1 of 12 from 3. That's not going to do it. John Gross and company walking into the halftime locker room with a 19-point lead on the road here in DeKalb. We'll have more stats and highlights when we come back.
Ready for the NFL.
Focus. The one thing Northern's done is they haven't turned the ball over, man. We talked, Akron with their defense, their length, athleticism, they cause a lot of turnovers, create a lot of turnovers. But Northern, the effort, the intensity level, it's got to pick up the second half if they have any chance.
Akron had a similar problem to start this one, but they found a way to get things going, and we're starting to see some of the flashes of Enrique Freeman there. As we show you the highlights, he's starting to do some of the things that we used to see down low.
Yeah, he's as good advertised. Preseason Player of the Year candidate. He should be no surprise to Northern. Last year he had 27 and 15 against him. 27 points, 15 rebounds. So you knew they were going to go to him. They have gone to him, and he's still been productive down low.
He sat out much of the last couple of minutes of the first half, and mostly over-conservative, 2 fouls, and not really too much to worry about with a 20-point lead, but they're also doing it from the outside. We've seen Tribble get fire, and Ali from 3 as well.
Yeah, and that's what's nice with Coach Gross's team. You said Freeman went out, and then Ali steps up and picks up the offense that Freeman exited with.
See if the Huskies can hit some threes, because in the last 2 halves of basketball, they're 1 of 19 from 3 against this Akron Zips defense.
Yeah, and I think Akron's defense has a lot to do with it, but Northern, they've had some open looks from 3. They just got to shoot the ball with confidence.
Take a timeout, come back for more with some stats as well. There's something to look at for sure. It tells the storyline. The Huskies trailing right now, 35-16 at the break. Coming back.
Running their offense through him, and you could clearly see that when you do that, you're effective.
Take a look at the stats and show you the numbers for NIU Husky fans. You might want to cover your eyes. The shooting percentage is really, 14.8. You don't see it that low very often. Season low for the Huskies is at 26.9 in years gone by, but trying to find, we're digging through the record books for things we don't want to see right now. 16 rebounds is another thing, too. The rebounding's got to get better in the second half.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Berno, you have the second half 20 minutes. Matt, you've got 5 4-minute periods. The first 4 minutes before that first media, you have got to win that 4 minutes. You got to give everything you have to win that 4 minutes, and then take it from there.
Huskies with 7 turnovers, so there was a stretch where it was ugly for both teams, but it really hasn't been that bad from a turnover standpoint. This is simply missed shots and not getting the rebound going to the other end. You look at key players for this one, you talk about how David Coit, he had a good start, 7 of the first 8 points, but silent the last 15 minutes of the half.
Yeah, he did have a good start, and who knows, maybe Akron adjusted their defense, Matt, to concentrate on him. And as you said, Freeman, you look at him, and if he's not shooting well from the field, he's going to find a way to either get to the line or get an offensive rebound put back.
Enrique Freeman, 50% from the floor, of course, on his way to another double-double for him with, at the moment, 5 rebounds, some foul trouble for a brief moment. They kept him out, held him out, but, what you're starting to see from him is that it's a reliability thing for him. You know he's going to be there. You know what he's going to give you, and that's something. That's a nice foundational piece to have as you head towards March.
Well, it is. It's a steady. It's a constant. And when you have that, you're going to be consistent in your quality of play and your success.
It's a good defensive team going against the best shooting team in the MAC. Not tonight. They've struggled for sure. Can the Huskies figure things out? Should be a very interesting couple of minutes when we come back to start the second half.